All right, we'll call it to order at 6:35. Let's see. So first, I'm just gonna call you by name, make sure that you hear everything. So Mita,
Yes.
Kevin,
Here, I can hear everything.
yeah, Stacy. Stacy, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
sorry. And Christina.
Here.
All right. So good evening. This is an open meeting of the Grafton Cultural Council. Is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find on the town's website at www.grafton-ma.gov, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will feature public comment, which I guess Kevin is still a public comment, but we'll work around that. For this meeting, Grafton Cultural Council is convening by Zoom as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. All right, please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and that take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All right. So.
Question, Chair.
Yeah.
Has someone reached out to Sarah to see if she can come?
I haven't.
Christina, could you do that?
Yeah, I'll send her a private message right now.
It's just that, you know, we could great if we could have another person here because it's a voting meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my votes aren't valid yet,
No, I'm afraid they're not, Kevin, though.
so I don't count.
Well, you do count, but not,
Yeah.
but not for this.
Is it only the town clerk that swears us in? Right? Yeah. So
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. So have you not been able to get in touch with her, or is she out?
There's been some problem, I think, with something to do with personnel, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
It's okay. This term lasts all the way to June 2023, so I
That's
got
right.
You're
We have-
okay.
we have
plenty of time for them to swear me in as long as they do it before June 2023.
Yeah. You're good. So was everyone able to read through the meeting minutes from January 25th? Does anyone have any comments regarding them? I didn't see any changes that needed to be made or edits. So, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
Yes, approve.
Christina, and who will second?
And Stacey second, looks like I wrote them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't present at the meeting. Am I able to do that?
That's true. That's awkward.
Oh, yeah.
Judy, you could do it, couldn't you?
I'm not sure if I can.
Because I've written them.
I
so I don't
know.
know if I should do it.
I know I can't make a motion.
Maybe you could second it. As I was wondering. Can
Maybe.
you second it?
I'll second it. All right, so I'll do a roll call for the vote. Nita,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
Christina,
Aye.
and
Aye.
Julie, aye. Okay, so the motion has passed.
I sent her a
Alright.
message, so hopefully she'll come on.
Okay. Let's see if she can make it. Oh, right, because we also, we want to have kind of a discussion about some of those, the additional comments. Yeah, it would be good if she could.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
I mean, she gave us a good briefing on it last time, but
Yep.
there's still a follow-up.
Yeah, do you want me to talk about the cable?
Do you want to do it that way, or do you want to go through all the grants in order?
Let's start going through the grants.
Yeah.
What would you like to look at first?
Could I just, sorry, Madam Chair, can I just do the next item on the agenda, which is to tell you about the disapproval?
Yeah.
Disapproval was posted on January the 26th, 2021. Therefore, as it's now February the 19th, we've allowed additional more than 2 weeks between sending off the disapproval and waiting to receive any feedback from the grasshopper. So there being no feedback, the disapproval stands.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, that was the outcome of the application disapprovals. Okay, sorry. So review information on 2021 panel applications.
Right. Can you screen share the document I sent you this evening?
Yes, that's the Word doc. Which one? The budget 2021
No,
or the,
I was thinking
the
of
grant application status?
Yeah.
The second that I said, okay, hold on.
I
Can you-
updated that table went after the last meeting to reflect some of the discussion we had with Sarah.
Okay. You know what? I've got multiple Word documents open and it's only showing me one. Let me see if I can do this. This is the budget.
Right. So you just want to show people the number at the bottom? That might be.
So
But that's a number we're going to be granting out today.
that's a lot.
Well, the reason, so just to explain, the reason why it's more than you might think is because there was a grant outstanding from 2019 where they had basically a performance due right at the end of the year, like November 2019. And so when we were looking at the budget for, generally speaking, if people don't apply for it, they have until February 2020 to do that. Basically, I did reach out to them, and what they'd done is they'd moved the venue. So I had told them they'd moved the venue, they would have to forfeit the grant. So they'd moved the venue, they forfeited the grant, so that money's gone back into the budget.
Okay. Yeah, because
that added in $900.
Yeah, that's good. But I don't remember it being $9,000.
It was 9,000 and something.
Was it last year?
Last meeting, I said it was going to be.
Oh no, I'm just saying as opposed to last year.
Last year we granted out. Yes, we granted out less than that. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh, that's good.
That's why it's so much more. And we had grants that weren't taken up, so they go back into the budget. So that's why it's a lot.
Okay.
So it's just it can't be helped in a year when we have fewer grant applications. We have more money.
Right. Okay. Shall I go on to the next Word document that you sent me?
Sure, that would be the one to look at. And we may
Let's
or
see
may not
what we
need to
can
look
do
at
here.
the panel
That was-
as well. But
All right. So let me try this. I'm not seeing what I want to see for my screen shares. Give me a second. Okay. We should have Christina run this. She's the expert.
I could send it out to everyone. I didn't want to do that because it would be preempting the discussion which we're
No,
having
that's
as an open
fine.
meeting.
That's fine. I will limp along and we will do this. So this is what you wanted to see, right?
Yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
this is basically the list of the grants we looked at last time, the last two meetings. And I've just added some notes into the center column based on our discussions. And then, as I said, we have a large lot of more money to spend than we have grants for.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the reasons I put the extra line on the end, which is called budget, is to give an indication of those particular grantees where we might be able to increase what we give them. They'll be so surprised, but there you go.
Right. Right.
So if you go down to the bottom of that page, Julie, you'll see that the total amount of money that we have got in grants, grantees, is $8,955, and we need to spend $10,225.
Right.
And believe you me, this is the sort of thing where it'd be great if we could leave the money for another year. But the issue is that according to the Mass Council rules, we are obliged to spend all the money we have every year.
Right.
So if you want to go back to the top of that, maybe we could talk through each of those in turn. So I've already given an update on the first one, which was Grasshopper. They were disapproved.
Mm-hmm.
And it is my understanding that when we were discussing all these, the ones where there's no comment in, basically Blackstone Valley Arts Association, we agreed to support them. Assapet Valley Master Singers, we agreed to support them. Millbury School Chain Reactions, we agreed to support them. Clapham Hill Symphony Orchestra, we agreed to support them. Appletree Arts Early Childhood Music, we agreed to support them. The next one is Whipple, and this is where Julie has some more information for us.
So, is it Bob DeToma from the Grafton Cable?
Yeah.
He gave me a call and we talked about, well, he just didn't know anything about what, who are these people and why are they contacting him? So I explained what it was. And that it would be a video for them to upload and, put on air like a Friday night or something. And he was very amenable to all of that, but he's like, I'm just giving it back to them though. Like he wasn't like gonna, like if we grant Whipple the grant, if we approve their grant, then they can go to the cable and they will put them on. They'll just arrange a time. So this would be outside the rules because we don't exactly know a time, but it would be on Grafton TV, the local access TV. And he did say that there's a lot of content right now ever since lockdown. They've had a lot of people come forward, which is great. But he was very open to, he's like, yeah, we'll do that. And he was like, do they need to be in our studio? I'm like, no, nothing like that. It said that they were going to have a Google Drive for you to upload the video. So, I think it would be a go if we tell them, yeah, go ahead.
So it's a little awkward, I think, because in the past we haven't really developed situations where we're acting like a sponsor.
Right, I know.
And if you look at the Whipple letter, it said something like, we're being, the Cultural Council isn't involved in this, and in fact,
I know
our only involvement in it is to pay them money or not.
And that's what I told him. I said, if they get to do that, then, and then he's like, so we're stuck in the middle. But again, if we end up approving it, they would, Bob would be, like, yeah, we'll do it. But I don't think they'll give them the video without us paying them. So
right. So I guess maybe to some extent we've already decided we're going to be as generous as possible where we can be to support artists.
Yeah.
The real question, I suppose, would be how much they can advertise, or who's going to go to this concert. They can show it on TV, but who's going to watch it, and is it going to benefit people in Grafton?
Right.
but it is being shown on Grafton TV. My recommendation is that we make it conditional on them basically having a date fixed as soon as possible, where they'll
Okay.
start transmitting it, and they want us to tell us what that is, we will only pay after it's been on the television for
Right.
a month or something like that. I
Yeah,
can put
and
some of those conditions in the letter.
Right. Right. And I don't know, like, they were saying that they would have that, they could have a live Zoom meet where people could call in and, if they had questions and things like that. Like, I don't, they said that they only need like 2 weeks notice also for when they would do it. And I don't think that it would be multiple times. I think it would just be one. That's my impression.
I think we had sort of support. We would support them if we could feel it was reasonable.
Yep.
So my feeling is we should send the letter with the conditions on it.
Yep, I agree.
So the next one was chainsaws, and the issue for me on the chainsaws, well, I didn't find any record of any updates on whether they had actually got the school to agree a date and sponsor them.
That's right. Let me look. Whoops, I'm losing my earbuds.
Am I right in thinking that no one else got the update on that?
I didn't get an update on it, no.
Okay.
Other than her email on Tuesday, January 19th.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's the only thing I just did a search. That was the only thing I could find.
So we could approve, as Sarah's not here, we could approve that based on the information we have to hand on the stipulation that the school agrees to sponsor it and there's a date fixed.
Yep. Yeah, so a conditional approval.
Yeah.
Like the one above it.
Right. And if, on the conditional approval, if they don't do what we say they should do, they won't get paid, and the money will then go back into the budget for next year to allow us to grant it out next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so then the next one was Grafton Arts and Small Stones Festival. So that's clarified that this is an independent non-profit organisation that is managing Small Stones. It's nothing to do with Apple Tree or the library, so therefore it's not going to be an issue of giving a grant to more than one grant to an institution.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, that's something. So I think we agreed to give them the grant. So I think that closed that. The Grafton Public Library, basically they filled in the budget for salaries when it was actually supplies, so that wasn't an issue, and that's what Sarah told us last time. So we will approve their grant too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Zosia was one of the things that had quite a lot of discussion last time. This was a book that was going to include, 50%. The cost of the book was about $1,500. It's a 175-page book with about 50 pages of those as photographs, apparently. So it has a local interest. It could be a local historian interest. The issue is it's a new area for us because it's literature and we don't know what the audience would be.
Right.
We could again stipulate that the book, in order to get the grant, they would have to show that they're going to have some kind of public discussion on it, maybe arrange something with the Historical Society, at least provide a few copies for the library, free of charge.
And also, I guess, I can't remember offhand, like the timing of it. Like when is it going to get published?
They said it was fairly soon, I think. I think they thought it was early summer.
Okay.
So what do people think about this? Because it was an open question like the last meeting. Some people thought that we shouldn't be giving her half the cost of her book. Some people thought that it would be an idea to give her at least some of it.
So they
what do you
requested
think?
700?
They requested 700, which is about half what
Okay.
the cost of the book is.
Right.
What do you think about it?
At this
Kevin,
point,
Kevin, what
because,
do you think?
yeah, Kevin, what do you think?
I'm on board with it. I mean, I'm not really supposed to vote, so I guess if I'm going to give my opinion, I'm on board with you guys. I guess that's all I can say.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, because we also have, because we have more grant money than
We have more
grants,
funds, but
then-
we might want to favour someone else over them if we thought that the money would be better spent in terms of serving Grafton. For example, if we decided to increase the rec
yeah,
budget, if we decided to increase, the library budget, if we decided to increase the Day of the Dead for the students, if we decided to increase maybe some of the major concert
Yeah.
people who are very valuable to our local area, such as the Assabet Mask Singers and Claffin Hill and others. I mean, they really are very valuable in terms of our cultural
mhm,
heritage, our cultural opportunities going forward, as is Apple Tree, of course.
right.
So we might want to leave that one on pause until we decided on other monies and then maybe get back to it. I think
Sure.
we decided last time we would pay her something,
Yeah.
with stipulations, but not necessarily the whole amount she'd asked, as being uneven in our application.
Okay.
So the Day of the Dead, that the details were confirmed by Sarah as being, the date was fixed, details confirmed, it's going to be done virtually, and the grant's going to go to support a band, and that's $500.
Right.
But their budget's $2,500, so if we felt we wanted to give them a bit more, we can give them a bit more. Town Grafton Rec is basically usually a STU-in for as far as we're concerned. And the dance chair Exeter Seniors, if you remember, it was scheduled for February. I don't believe it's going to happen, but we could probably leave the grant on the table. We can leave the grant on the table in case they manage to do it in May or when everyone's been vaccinated, which is getting close up there actually soon. So
Right.
it could be more possible going forward now the vaccinations level is rising.
Yeah, I saw that about the vaccinations. They're becoming more public.
Yeah, 75 and over, and now 65 and over. So allowing for the fact that the rollout is taking its time.
Right.
We will still expect that a lot of the seniors will have had the shot, if they want
Yeah.
it, fairly soon, and that would mean for a month from now, second shot. We could be talking about, by the time we get into April, that having a meeting at the rec centre would not necessarily be too surprising, So
Mhm.
that if we gave all the grants to everyone as we talked about, the total amount would be $8,955. So we have at least $1,270 to add in, and maybe if we give Zosie a bit less, we have a bit more than that.
Right.
So one thing I was recommending that we consider, well, one thing that I think I mentioned to you that Mass Council had said was that if we had people who had applied last year who were holding over for next year, then we could increase what we gave them to encourage them to try and complete. And these are the free applications. I think I'm right, Julie, but we could look at the panel again if we need to. These are the free applications we had last year, where they're what I might call active ones. We know that some of Youth Theatre, they are trying very hard to get a virtual performance out there, because I talked to them when I was talking about extensions. We know that Grafton High School intends to do something, just whether it can get done given the circumstances. And we know that the Grafton Historical Society will try and do something again, depending on circumstances. So if you're feeling wildly optimistic, you can believe that by summer we might possibly have enough people vaccinated or enough people having gone through COVID to allow us to do some of these things more, maybe. I don't think an indoor performance is ever going to work, but maybe an outdoor one. So if we felt like it, we could increase their grants retrospectively. We could also increase the grants of the others in the list who have asked for less than their full budget.
Right.
And it might be, I mean, my feeling is that we should give the money to our local people rather than return it to mass recruiters.
Yeah.
I know they spend their money very wisely and very well, but I think if we can support our local community, it'd be better.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if people felt we could give a bit extra to the Town of Grafton Rec Department.
I would agree with that. Christina,
Me
what do
too.
you think?
I agree with that.
What do
Okay.
you think, 2,000?
Yeah. So do we want to do a real vote on that?
Yeah, I think so, because I mean, maybe we need to wait till the end and when
Okay.
we see the money.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We still need to,
1270 and we've got to use 500 and we've got to do a maths, you know.
yep. Stacy, are you on board with that too?
Yep.
All right.
So who else is there that we want to give more money to? We could give a bit more to the library. I mean, they've got, it's only $100 out.
I'd give them,
125?
yeah, give them their
That'll give them
full,
the full amount.
give them their full amount. So that's 5,
Okay.
6.
Apple Tree. I would like to suggest that maybe if we gave them a bit more money, they might be able to extend their sessions for these kids. I don't know how much influence we have on them, but I think that it is a very valuable concept to have an outdoor activity with these preschoolers who are missing music in their lives. So I wonder about increasing the budget we gave to them for that.
I would agree with that.
Me too.
So what would we think? Would we match the budget or would we go less than that?
Well, who else are we thinking of? Are we thinking of doing possibly Blackstone or the
Yeah, I
Assabet?
think well, that's the full cost of what they've asked us for, so I can't.
Oh,
really,
that was the full cost,
I
right?
can't
But
really give them more because
No.
we didn't have a budget against it, right? Assabet
about-
and Claffin Hill are
Yeah.
both huge enterprises,
right,
but they also have huge costs.
yeah.
Is there anyone else I've missed who? Oh yes, Small Stones.
Yep. So we were at,
So Apple Tree. I was thinking about Apple Tree, whether we should go to 1,400 or give them a bit less than that.
so we were at 625 and it was 12 something. So we've got another 600 something to, or maybe 600 left
Yeah,
to distribute.
yeah. 45 or something, isn't it?
Or is it less? Yeah.
Yeah,
My
645.
my mental math isn't always the best.
Oh, my math is horrible.
Oh, so it's at 645, I think, left.
Oh, it
so,
was 645.
yeah. So they gave them a couple of $100 extra dollars, Apple Tree, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, one of the things is, is that, they got a large budget already, a large request anyway. We probably give them proportionately less.
Yeah.
But the Small Stones Festival is a very big thing for Grafton.
Yeah. I would like to see it go to, Small Stones, Apple Tree Arts, and then some to Claflin and who was the other one? The Assabet.
Well, we probably run out of money at this point. So
I know.
If we give 200 to Apple Tree and 200 to Grafton Arts, that leaves another 225.
Yeah.
Or we can give a bit more and stop there.
Yeah. Do you have a opinion either way, Christina or Stacy?
No, I agree with that.
So if we give them 1,200 each, and then, well, we give them 300 each. extra each. That's unlucky for Selma, isn't it? 1,300. I don't know. So what does that leave us? It leaves us with $25, I think. No, sorry, $45.
Yeah.
Let's give $45 then to the small stones.
Okay.
Because they've got the biggest budget. So, I think Apple Tree will go ahead whether we give them more or not. So we'll get the balance of small stones. So there's one more question with Zosia. Do we want to cut some money from Zosia and give it back to someone else?
Give it back to who? I'm sorry.
Anyone else that we feel would be more advantageous to Grafton to support.
Could we do the more to the concerts, or did we max that out?
Do you mean Clapham Hill and? Oh, you mean the town of Grafton?
The summer concert series.
The summer concerts. We didn't max that out because we went up to 2,000 for them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's going to be something that if they can do it, that a lot of people will want to go to, where so many concerts have been canceled. That's a way to get some type of music back in your life.
So what do we want to give them? 2,200 and take 200 off Zosia?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So I think you might need to do a math check here. Anyone got a calculator? Basically, we've taken 200 off. Did I say 200 off Zosia?
Yeah.
So yes. 500.
So should be 500.
Yeah.
Can I?
One further budget.
This?
Well, you can go ahead.
I can't enable editing.
I think it's a protected view, you see, so you could do it.
I am now. All right, 500.
Yep.
And then.
So we're going to give.
I don't think it changes here.
Town of Grafton Rec 2,200.
Whoops.
You gotta be careful. Those computers do that.
You know what? Hey, I got on early and we had no issues getting in. All right, what was that? 2,200?
Yeah.
Did you notice how diplomatic I was about that in the minutes? I said there's a technological issue. We've ended up getting on until 7:40.
That was, yeah, I know. There was a operator error.
Okay, if you go up, then we can alter some more. So Grafton Public Library, we're giving them the full budget, 13,2050. We're giving the small stones 13,450. We're giving Apple Tree 1,300. And I think that was it, wasn't it?
I think so, but this doesn't calculate.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry.
All right, so now we'll have to do a double check on a calculator, which I can't on my computer right now.
1,500, 2,800, 3,550, 3,850,
2,800.
450.
That was the change. Ooh, that was a change.
Mhm.
That was a change.
That was a change.
That was a change. Day of the Dead, this was a change. So did we get those numbers? 2,200. No, I don't have to do that.
Because we know how much they changed by, don't we? So
can you just scroll it down a little bit?
Yeah. To this.
if they add them all up together, they should all be up at the final amount, 10,225. Yeah.
Can you scroll all the way to the top,
Yeah,
please?
I'm gonna restart too. Clear. Can I scroll?
Yeah, I get exactly 10,225.
Me too.
Yep.
I get 225.
Did you get that too,
Yep.
Stacy? You said?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Very good.
So that's fine. I mean, I prefer us to increase the grants for new ones and old ones, because it just makes life so much simpler in terms of trying to account for things. Yeah.
Very good.
So I'll let you know if anyone refuses the extra money, but I don't think they will.
I don't think so.
But I also tell them all not to expect it to happen again.
Yeah, yeah, really. I know.
Because I normally tell them how lucky they are when they get a full grant, you see. Now I have to tell you we're extra especially lucky this year. Just think how you got really lucky, you know, this is a lovely year for you. Okay, so that concludes that section, I think.
Very good.
Can you
Let's
email it back to me, Julie?
I will.
So I can make sure it goes into my own figures.
I will. I'll save it and then I'll email it back to you.
Great, thanks.
So what will be next? Do we need to?
I think we decided all the grants, we decided which ones are conditional and conditional on what. I will send the letters out after we conclude the meeting, not
Okay.
straight away, but sometime in the next week or so. And because we have to get them out by February. This is not apropos of the meeting, Julie, but if anyone lets you know that they've put the money into the account, can you just let me know as well?
Okay.
Because the town doesn't always know what it's for.
Right.
When they get it. And it has got lost in the past, you know, but we can't pay anything out obviously until we have the money in. So I believe it's coming this week.
Okay. Oh, you know, I'd sent out the email to everyone where they were asking for the training, the
Yes,
conflict of interest training, and the signing that you've received. I forget what the notification was called, the exact wording of it, but in that email, it was looking for both. Now everyone can send both to me, and then I'll send it off to the clerk, because I had sent it to the clerk directly for a different board, and they said, "Oh, we're trying to get all of them together." So if you guys want to do that, that's fine.
I think that I tried to do it before, Julie, but to be actually frank with you, it's a matter of trying to work out how long you have to wait to get some people's things back. So
yeah. I know, and I forget when we have to get those in by. I can't remember.
I think we're supposed to have done it already, but I mean.
No, actually, the date was I think it's in beginning of March.
I have to confess, I never did mine last year. I did do it last year, and I got the certificate. I didn't send it in.
Oh, but the conflict of interest I thought was good for 2 years.
Yeah, I had to do it again because I had to get a new. I had done it 2 years before, you see. So.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to go for the whole rigmarole. So they.
So you could just send me last year's then.
No, I have to send you. Well, I have to. Theoretically, I just sign it and sign and say I've done it.
Yeah.
You have to go through the whole thing again. What I meant was I never actually sent it in.
Yes.
Have you done that training yet? Have you seen it or?
No, they haven't sent me the online training for the Cultural Council yet. I'm hoping they will soon. So
for the conflict of interest for, I guess we're officially employees of the town. Did you get sent the email when I was asking for the information, or maybe it didn't?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll make sure it gets sent to you, because then there'll be a link, and it's a training. It's not a test, you know, so you go through, you have to listen to a presentation, and then they
Takes a little while
quiz
to
you.
do.
It does take a while to get through it. And I have to do it every 2 years anyways for my job. So,
Mhm. Am
but
I-
anyways.
Can you guys still see me though? I haven't been able to see myself on this video for like half hour. Just like,
Oh
is
no,
my
we
video
can
still
see
going?
you, and it's
Yeah.
quite light, you know, so we can see you.
Yeah.
That's fine. I just haven't, because of my screen, I haven't been able to see Stacy for a while because she's down. She's scrolled down. There you are, Stacy. Now you scroll up. Actually, that's what I should do, because I don't need to see me.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if my video disappeared or something.
I don't know. No, we can see you. Your shirt says old man. Never
Old man who went to
estimate an
Hillsdale
old
College.
man. What was that?
It says old man who went to Hillsdale College.
Oh, okay. All right. So, do we just need to have a motion to approve these changes that we've done?
Absolutely. In terms of the vote, it's a voting meeting, so we need to have a formal vote to all agree to the grants.
Okay. So, is that your motion?
My motion is
Nita?
yes, we agree to give the grants as described in the table.
Okay, and who's going to second?
I
Second.
Everyone's going to second. All right.
We have to all vote on it, so
Yes.
not for open meeting law, but because of Massachusetts
Right.
Council.
So Mita,
Yep. Aye.
Christina,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
and Julie is aye. So the motion has passed. So that's good. That's a good year when we can up the numbers. All right. Let's see. I think that's the last thing, right?
Next meeting.
Yeah. Oh, set up our next meeting.
My feeling is that we probably, we were going to have some kind of discussion on advertisement of ourselves and of our grants. It might still be, I think it's something we should consider doing in summer. We are due to do our annual update on public interaction, which we didn't do anything on that obviously in 2020.
Right.
But therefore overdue to do that. They're not going to worry about it for 1 year. It's whether if we go 3 years without doing any public contact.
Okay.
So I think we should probably aim to have some public contact of some sort. One of the suggestions that we talked about before in the past was having a presence at, say, the farmer's market held in Grafton, or somewhere else where, like the library, where we sort of basically post information about us and our grant applications. But I think we need to have a meeting, discuss it near the time when we might be doing it. So I was going to suggest sometime in May.
Okay.
The other reason to have a meeting is so we can approve the minutes from this one, which means that they can then be publicized.
All right. Let's see. Because I'm sure we're all going to be very busy in May. Although hopefully, I mean, the way things are going,
We might be busy in May.
we can feel a little better. But yeah, I'm open to a time in May. My meetings tend to be the first Monday, and then I've got a meeting like every Tuesday or Wednesday. So, but I'm flexible. Does anyone have anything that?
But Tuesday is a problem for me because I'm teaching
We don't have to do Tuesday.
Wednesday's a problem for me at the moment. Probably will be in May still. So
Yeah,
if we can avoid Tuesday and Wednesday, that'd be great.
okay. Thursdays are open for me, so are Thursdays good
That's
for?
good for me.
Good right now.
Yeah, what about you, Kevin?
I think that should be good. I mean, I don't know if I'll be working that day, but
I know, this is true. It's,
Yeah.
and it's Thursday. What day again?
We haven't set a date yet, actually. So.
we haven't. It could be
Oh.
the 6th, 13th, 20th, or 27th.
Yeah, in that case, I definitely can't say for sure, but
I
if
know.
I'm available, I'll do it.
All
I
right.
would recommend early in the month, Julie. If we do decide to
Okay.
do something at the farmers market, we need to be organized.
Oh, right,
You know.
right. So why don't
So
we,
the 6th?
yeah, why don't we try the 6th?
Yeah, sounds good.
The 6th of March?
It'll be May.
May.
The 6th of May, so it's way out.
Okay.
And we'll do, what time would be good for people? Would it be better to be at 7 o'clock, do you think? Or I'm just wondering about, sometimes the 6 o'clock gets hard with dinners and everything.
7's good for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Is it, because I don't think this is going to be a particularly long meeting.
No, there's
No.
not a lot of business. It's more a matter
Yeah.
of maybe touching base.
So I think that one it would be nice if we could go for 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's just hard. I'm making dinner or, whatever's going on for dinner. And then I have to run away from my family. So, all right. That sounds good.
Okay.
Seven. All right. So I think that's the last thing on the meeting, right? Do I just we'll adjourn?
Yes. Yep.
Sure.